Welcome to the Clown Show, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just gonna be venting here. It's gonna be my first video venting all the bullshit that's going on out there. I wanna give you some of my thinking of what's going on. I guess we all should be doing this, especially if you're an adult. You should be using this platform to speak up, guys. Especially us, man. We need to be speaking about what's going on in this country and what are we doing about it. Because a lot of people are just saying, war, breaking news all day, but they're not really putting solutions out there. And I think really what's going on, this country has been, no, not been, it's already been taken over long time ago, guys. The politicians, they don't work for us anymore. We work for them. So in this video, you're gonna be watching me working all day. This is my Saturday, the day I'm supposed to be off, and I work, 8, 9 hours that day. I have another job, and this is just a side business that I do as a little mechanic. Been in the business 33 years. Just trying to keep it simple, nothing too crazy. But I still gotta work Saturdays, and I do work Thursdays, Friday, and Saturdays on the side. Because you can't really support yourself anymore with just a full-time job. And we don't have any kids. I'm 52. Always say, my kids are grown. They don't depend from us. But even them, they're working full-time jobs and they can't even make it themselves. So what do we do? Well, we need to open our eyes. Pretty much what we have to do, guys. What is the government doing to us? How can we mimic what they're doing and forget about all the bullshit they talk all day? Trump comes on Fridays and always saying some shit about Hamas and whatever. God, we all know the same shit. It's the same routine. They manipulate the markets and they're all getting rich. We need to start understanding what's going on with digital currency. That's gonna be a big one. What about Bitcoin? When it was like 12 cents to buy and nobody bought anything? Yeah, me too. I didn't buy any Bitcoin. I didn't know anything about it. But I can give you a side story. I had this buddy at work. Always have two computers. He was displaying the graphs of Bitcoin going up and down all day. And he was trying to tell me a couple times, hey man, you want to invest on this thing? You better, man. And, I didn't put no attention to it. Well, when would Bitcoin hit like $100,000? Well, I was telling him my buddy just quit. I'm like, okay, what happened to this guy? Well, he ended up quitting, man. This guy actually became a millionaire. Just like thousands of millionaires became with Bitcoin, pretty much. Because he was watching the trend. He was watching the market the whole time. And this guy, man, has been traveling the United States. I think he's off the States now for the past 12 years or something like that. He's doing great still. Pretty much retired on it. And this is gonna happen again. And if you've been watching digital currency and the ones that you have to watch, I recommend probably XRP if you want to invest on that one. It's the same thing going on right now with it. So imagine if you just put $1,000 with your XRP and then pretty much just put 100 every week or maybe 50 a week if you can afford more than that. And I get it, the economy is hard. And sometimes you don't have any other resources. You don't have a skill that you can use, to start making money. But those you can develop pretty quickly nowadays, guys. I'm telling you, you can. Look, I will buy some tools, real cheap ones. Go to Harbor Freight, just grab something there, and grab a couple YouTube videos, and you can start either a detail shop, or you could be a mobile mechanic. You could. There's so many things, guys. Especially the mechanics nowadays, guys. You gotta made out. You gotta made out. Seriously, the only thing is that you're really not getting paid out there very much for what you have to know. But that's a different video and the topic. But you could just do something really small and maybe gain a couple $100 a week. Sometimes even $200 will help. Maybe that $100 you can make in 2 hours, in 3 hours. You can use it to invest, in the next 5 years, and you imagine what you can do after 5 years, guys. You pretty much can retire if you know how to do it simple. You know, don't buy the new truck yet. Okay, don't get an expensive house. Why don't you go with your buddies and go buy a piece of land for like, nowadays you can buy a piece of land for like 39,000, a quarter of an acre. Just depends where you're at. If you're in Indiana somewhere out there, you probably could buy something like that with a couple of your buddies and put some restrictions on the deed, for you guys. So anybody doesn't pay or they're not following the rules, you get to buy their half and they need to go. And do that for 5 years and see how much you can save. And then, after 5 years, guys, and if you're in your 20s or 30s, in your 40s, you're going to be retired already. How badass is that? And I'm talking with women and men. No matter the age, guys, we can all do this. I mean, we have no other choice. How are you going to retire? Social Security? How? With the rents are being increased like 13% a minimum every year. You can. And they're not raising the Social Security. Everything's going up, and it's not going to go down. Look, one thing about the government, when they go up, they don't go down. I mean, it's just how it is. They do this over and over. If you look at the trends, they always raise it up to, some kind of type, raise it to $10 and bring it down to 9. And then in 3 years, they do the same thing again, $12, they put it at 10. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. It's records, money making for the CEOs in every company, pretty much, especially the big ones. The ones that got bailed out, remember those? Yeah, yeah, we're still paying for that, guys. And it's probably going to happen again. And they're going to get away with it because this government is not scared of the people. That's the whole problem right now, that they're not scared of us. So they just, they know you're going to pay your taxes and they're going to pretty much do whatever they want every year, raise everything up. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna happen, guys. Unless we do something radical, it probably just takes about 4% of the population to really make a difference in this country. But, not even 1% right now. Well, there's a lot of people waking up to all this, though. And that's a good thing. Especially the younger people, they're not gonna put up with the bullshit anymore. I guarantee it. They don't even want to work 8 hours a day. And all that you have to work, 40 years to retire and all that, that doesn't work anymore, guys. Two people have to work to buy eggs? Come on, that's just too much. And have you seen the trend of people living on their vehicles? That's just ridiculous, guys. And they're making it really hard right now for people to live on their vehicles. You watch in the next 10 years, you won't be able to park anywhere overnight. Campsites are gonna be up the roof, because right now, like somewhere in Texas, you can pay $5 to $1,000 just to park your RV in there. That's rent. I mean, pretty much. You can't buy land for no less than 39. Depends where you are, like I said. So they're making it really difficult, guys. And eventually people are gonna get fed up, just like it happened. It always happens, and I think it's gonna happen sooner than later. And I have to give it to the young people, though. These guys are really, they're speaking up for what they think it should be, and they're not gonna follow the old ways anymore. And the boomers is just, come on, guys, you guys fucked all of us. It's just, it's true. You guys did that to us. Oh, go buy your house, go work 80 hours a week, and do all this so you can have this, and then you get sick, you lose it all. Everybody's a paycheck away from losing their homes. That's another thing. Why, if you pay your house off, you have to pay taxes on it? And on taxes, guys, I can go deep on the rabbit hole. That's another thing. And this country is starting to wake up with that. And eventually, they're going to have to follow the Constitution. Because, the Second Amendment wasn't built for going hunting and crap like that. It was actually the main purpose of that. It was for a revolution with the government. When they become too tyrant, it was time to take him out. And I know they don't want to hear this. It's been arguing in courts right now. There's a couple of court cases that being won. There's still more to go, I'm sure. But guys, if we lose our guns, I mean, you can't defend the country. The militia has to stay strong. You know, I think we need to actually restructure the militia, and what we need to do is make people when they turn 16 go to a couple day training. When they turn 18, go on a weekend boot camp, and everybody's mandatory to go, women and men. And you start watching what starts happening, man. You know, it's because they're not scared of us, like I said, and they probably need to, or it's gonna be too late for us. Well, I'm not gonna go in that rabbit hole, so that's another video. That should be interesting. And you guys get what I'm trying to say, I hope. You get the onda. Alright, so, basically, what we need to start doing is to actually start following what Congress does. And put attention, almost all the filings are online, guys. This is public record stuff. And pretty much you can learn exactly what they do and how do they they get all these taxes back and how do they make all this money. Once they got inside trading, we already know that. It's already been debunked many times already. So that's another thing. Watch the threads with them buying stocks. Kind of follow what Trump says because he always gives it up, you know. And watch what the government is using, especially right now. It's war. So what do you think they're doing? Weapon money, anything that has to do with war, metals, stocks with that. Yep. Watch all that stuff, guys. That's where the money's at. So they know exactly what they're doing. It's like a code, you know. Trump will go on Friday and will say this thing, and they already know, hey, he gives the code. Let's do this, guys. You know, we're starting to watch what's going on, guys. We understand the game. So all we gotta do is just play the game like they do, okay? If you want to start winning. Now another thing, on taxes stuff, uh, I think I'm gonna do a private class on this one, but I can point you in the direction sometime in some other videos, okay? So you start to understand exactly what you gotta do. I will never tell anyone how to file taxes or anything. That's up to you. You have to learn. You have to research it yourself. Don't ever listen to anyone. Do your own research, guys, on that. Read the code. You're gonna be amazed when you start reading the code. What a taxpayer is. Who's supposed to file. Even people, when people open their businesses, if you're not even making $10,000, why would you need an LLC? Are you paying someone else? Do you even know why you will get an LLC? I don't think people really understand that either. Like, you gotta structure. If you're gonna make a business, structure just like these guys do. Go on the public records and read all this stuff. Look, when they file bankruptcy, what do you think it happens? Do you think they have to pay that back? No, they don't. Why? Because they don't use their own personal information, guys. They're not responsible for that. It's their businesses, their corporations. So when they, millions of dollars after they spend on real estate and all that, you think they come and take all that stuff from them? No, they don't. It's not. He's not personally responsible for that. Okay, he can file bankruptcy on that and pretty much keep the whole thing. That's the game, guys. And trying to tell you, wake up. Read court cases on these guys filing bankruptcy. Anybody on Congress that you've seen filing bankruptcy, go check out the court cases, guys. It's easy to get. Some stuff you do gotta pay for, which is not very cheap. But if you want to learn the game, that's what you have to do sometimes. And another thing on Congress, guys. All these guys are being controlled by some on the top. Okay, I tend they call it 300 or something like that. Some people call it the elites, the oligarchs, whatever. I mean, it's just, what are you gonna believe, guys? Any president of the United States is controlled. He's just a puppet, pretty much, a meathead. They put in there, they cycle them up, put them on the grinder, send them packing, put another puppet in there. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's all controlled by money. And everybody says, oh, Israel's control. No, guy, the whole world, all these presidents, It's all the same anywhere, man. It's controlled by, by the ones that you don't see. That's pretty much what's going on. And they want to depopulate a crap load of people. And that's something, about Trump. He never apologized about the war speed. All the vax jabs that he did, all the people that have died, is documented. It's not conspiracy theories anymore, guys. Thousands of people die. He has never apologized about that. That's pretty sickening to me. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't think he ever will. The guy's a sellout pretty much. He's just a Zionist like the rest of them in Congress pretty much. There's no left, there's no right in this country. You can try to vote your way out of this, but your voting doesn't really count, guys. And you want to debate me on that, you can. Just put that down there in the comments if you want. If you want to say something, you feel like, whatever you want to say, I'll give it to you. I'll read it and comment on it. But yeah, the two-party system, that doesn't work anymore. Country's been sold out already, so I mean, what do we do? I guess some revolution will come sometime. I know, the full scary city, that's real, and that's actually gonna depopulate a bunch of people, probably millions of people, to be honest. And people are gonna act crazy, when that happens. I would say read your Bible, read the red stuff. That's the stuff that really means. Because Christianity nowadays is all sold out too. And I'm not saying every pastor is wrong about anything. It's just, they come in and they try their best, so what they know and preach from their heart. But then, something really gets corrupted in churches. And that's what I don't like about it. That's why the churches are losing, people all the time. The Congress is getting smaller and smaller. People not turn on, it's just like going to a movie theater pretty much. Stay local, if you want to go to church, something like that, if you believe in that. And, hopefully that works for you. And there's seasons for everything. There's seasons for church, I'm sure. There's seasons to commune with all the men and women and, to be around people. There's time to meditate, that time you should reflect on things. And I hope you do that. That will help you a bunch too. Guys, when you're meditating, take some time to go and walk your dog, and get some fresh air, get some good breathing going on, every day. And clear your minds up. Because we need to be clear, guys, for this next couple of months and years is coming up. It's going to probably be hard for us. But we need to stick together. Get with family and friends, we're gonna need each other for backup and learn new skills, Also, I totally forgot about this. You guys, when you're meditating and stuff and you feel like you want a next step, start fasting. If you've never done it, man, I recommend it. Because, after my late 40s, man, I really started fasting and I just feel totally different now. You can, actually clear your mind, everything is clear, your body's not clogged up anymore. And you just feel, especially when you start getting older, you actually start noticing the food. You don't need that much food anymore. Like maybe 1 or 2 meals a day, that would do it. You sleep better, you wake up energized, and your body doesn't have to be digesting food and wasting energy all day that you could be using for other things. Especially if you're trying to, make something happen for you, you're gonna need all the energy you need. If you're young, yeah, you can do it, but after your 40s, and I'm talking to my, 40s and 50 guys, even in the 60s, you don't need to eat that much, guys. Exercise some, get some good breathing, meditate, fast, read, whatever makes you, study something every day, learn a new skill, play the guitar, play the piano, something to keep your mind sharp because we're gonna need to be sharp for the next couple of years, guys. And I hope anything I said on this video you take as value and it help you out some in your life. and I'll be sure to come back and make another video for you guys. And hopefully there's more to come. Thank you very much if you listen and stay to the whole thing. Thank you. Goodbye.